Hello student, again this is Professor Amoles Kalekar from Department of Computer Science, CMCS Yotmal. In our today's session, we are going to discuss the next point in unit number 6 of subject Distributed Operating System. Okay, now the current unit that we have seen is the case study of MAC, that is the unit number 6 of the subject. Okay, and the current point that we are discussing is the memory management in MAC. In our today's session, we are going to focus on the next point in this memory management in Mac, that is the external memory manager. Okay, so let's start with the discussion. The external memory managers. Now, each memory object that is map in the process address space must have an external memory manager that controls it. Okay, now the different classes of the memory objects are handled by the different memory managers. Each of these can implement its own semantics, can determine where to store the pages that are not in the memory, and can provide its own rules about what becomes of object after they are mapped out. To map an object into the process address space, the processes simply sends a message to the memory manager asking it to do the process of mapping. Okay. Now, three ports are needed for performing this mapping. Now, the first, that is the object port, is created by the memory manager and will later be used by the kernel in order to inform the memory manager about the page faults and the other events relating to the objects. The second, that is the control port, is needed by the kernel itself so that the memory manager can respond to these events. Now, the use of the distinct port is due to the fact that the ports are unidirectional. Okay, now the object port is written by the kernel and read by the memory manager. The control port works the other way around. The third port, that is the name port, is used as a kind of name to identify an object. For example, a thread can give the kernel a virtual address and ask which region it belongs to. The answer is a pointer to the name port. If the addresses belong to the same region, they will be identified by the same name port. Okay. Now, when the memory manager maps an object or maps in an object, it provides the capability for the object port as one of the parameter. The kernel then creates the other two ports and sends an initial message to the object port telling it about the control and the name ports. The memory manager then after sends back a reply telling the kernel what the object's attributes are and informing it whether or not to keep the object in its cache after it is unmapped. Initially, all the object pages are marked as the unreadable and unwritable to force a trap on the first use. At this point, the memory manager does a read on the object port and blocks. The memory manager remains until the kernel requests it to something by writing a message to the object port. The thread that mapped the object is now unblocked and allowed to execute. Okay. Sooner or later, the thread will be undoubtedly attempt to read or write a page belonging to the memory object. This operation will cause a page fault and a trap to the kernel. Then after, the kernel will send a message to the memory manager via the object port telling it which page has to be referenced and asking it to please provide that particular page. This message is asynchronous because the kernel does not dare to block any of its thread waiting for a user process that may not reply. Now, while the process of waiting for a reply is going on, the kernel suspends the faulting thread and looks for another thread to get executed. When the memory manager hears about the page fault, it will just check to see if the reference is legal. If it is not, it will send the kernel an error message. And conversely, if it is legal, the memory manager gets the page by whatever method is appropriate for the object in question. Okay. Now, if the object is a file, the memory manager seeks the correct address and reads the page into its own address space. Then after, it sends a reply back to the kernel providing a pointer to that particular page. The kernel will then map the page into the faulting thread's address space. The thread can now be unblocked and this process is replicated as often as necessary to load all the pages as per the requirement or as they are needed. In order to make sure that there is a steady supply of the pre-page frames, a paging daemon thread in the kernel wakes up from time to time and checks the state of the memory. If there are not enough free space, pre-pages frames, it picks a page to the free using a second chance algorithm. If the page is clean, it is normally just discarded. Okay, now if the page is dirty, the daemon sends it to the memory manager in charge of the page object. Then after, the memory manager is expected to write the page to the disk and tell when it is done. Okay, now if the page belongs to the file, the memory manager will first seek to the page offset in the file and then it will write it there. Okay. Now, pages can be marked as precious, in which cases they are never be just discarded even if they are clean. They will always be returned to their own memory manager. Precious page can be used. For example, for pages shared over the network for which there is only one copy which must be discarded. Okay, which must be never discarded. Okay. Now, communication can also be initiated by the memory manager. Again, just for example, when the SYNC system call is done to flush the cache back to the disk. To make the idea of the external memory manager work properly, a strict protocol must be used for the communication in between the kernel and in between the memory manager. This protocol consists of a small number of messages that the kernel can send to a memory manager and a small number of replies the memory manager can send back to the kernel. All the communication is simply initiated by the kernel in the form of an asynchronous message on the object part of some memory object. Okay, later the memory manager sends an asynchronous reply on the control port. Okay. Now, as you can see in the figure, there are the potential principal message type that the kernel sends to the memory managers. When an object is mapped in using the map call, the kernel sends an unit message to the appropriate memory manager to let it initialize itself. The message simply specifies the port to be used for discussing the object later. Okay, now the request from the kernel to ask for a page and deliver a page use data request and data write respectively. This handle the page traffic in both direction and as such are most important calls. So some of the calls that are supported are the init, then after data request, data write, data unlock, completed and terminate. So as you can see in this figure, there are the selected message types from the kernel to the external memory manager. Okay. Now, the data unlock is a request from the kernel for the memory manager in order to unlock a lock page so that the kernel can use it for the another process. Lock completed signals the end of lock request sequence and will be described below. Okay. Now, finally, terminate tells the memory manager that the object named in the message is no longer in use can be removed from the memory. Some calls that are specific to the default memory manager also exist as well. A few managing attributes and the error handling. Okay. Now the replies that are listed in the below. मतलब पहले में जो रिक्वेस्ट आई है और उनसे रिलेटेड जो रिप्लाई आएंगे वो अपन अभी इस टेबल के जरिए देखते हैं. So some of the replies are set attributes, data provided, data unavailable, lock request and destroy. So as far as set attribute is concerned, it reply to init. Then after there is data provided. Here is the request page. Then after there is data unavailable. No page is available. Lock request as a kernel to clean, flush or lock pages. And finally there is destroy. Destroy an object that is no longer required. So this figure just gives you an idea about this selected message types from the external memory manager to the kernel. मतलब external memory manager से kernel को जो reply आएंगे इस table के जरिए अपन देख सकते हैं. So again the first one, that is set attribute, is a reply to init. It tells the kernel that it is ready to handle a newly mapped in object. The reply also provides mode bit for the object and tells the kernel whether or not to catch the object even if no process currently has it mapped in. Okay. The next two replies to the data request, that is the call ask memory manager to provide a page. Which reply it gives simply depends on whether or not it can provide the page. The former supplies the page and the latter does not supply the page. Lock request simply allows the lock manager to ask the kernel to make the certain pages clean. That is, send it the page so that they can be written back to the disk. This can also be used to change the protection mode of the pages, that is read, write and execute. And finally, the destroy is used to tell the kernel that a certain object is no longer required. Okay, so dear students, these are some of the points as far as the memory management in Mac is concerned, and within that the external memory manager. Okay, thank you.